Hey guys, week number 17, fantasy points optimizer. 2 weeks left regular season. Crazy, right? Um, Last week, not sure if anybody played the stack I liked with Tampa with Ridley and Evans. Actually did pretty well. Actually, I was on Ingram, and I said if Lawrence is going to play Ridley. So that stack kind of went off. So hopefully, some of you guys benefited from that. Um, Even though near the end of the season, Fancy Points having that great sale going in for next year to get access to everything, just go to fancypoints.com and to learn about everything. So we have a big advantage these next couple of weeks too. So much news, playing time, maybe some of these younger guys getting looks and things like that too. So yeah, I would take advantage of getting that also. Anyway, we'll get on to this week. DraftKings 20 lineups. Got the receiver. We're going to start with custom stacks, and we'll start with the first stack. I've got CJ Stroud. His ownership is really low right now. I'm assuming maybe it'll come up a little bit. The matchup is really, really good. And it's a super low owned one. Nico Collins is also low owned. He's in a very, very good spot, along with DeAndre Hopkins and Chig. So I'm going a little bit different here to make a stack work. I'm going to use two pieces with Chig being so cheap, and he has got a very good matchup against Texans, who have not been very good about against the tight ends. I'm not going to have Singletary, the Titans defense, in with Stroud. I like this stack quite a bit. Stack number two, Brock Purdy hurt a lot of people last week. A lot of recency bias happens. Um, the receivers are already set with Debo. I know Debo's a little bit banged up. So I'm gotta check that news going in to the weekend. I don't think it's too bad. And now news just dropped that the Commanders are actually down a couple corners. So as bad as they were already, now they're losing starters. So I think Brock Purdy's going to want to have a big comeback game after basically being embarrassed last week. All right, so that's where I'm going to go with that. Max exposure, I just throw it at 65%. Max flex exposure, whatever, throw it in there. Let's go look at some of these player settings. We'll start with quarterback. We'll start with value. And Tyrell Taylor, he's actually got a really good matchup that they're the Giants. They are cheap. Ownership isn't bad for as cheap as he is. He does run a little bit. Stidman, okay. Looks like Sutton's gonna miss, so that kind of hurts him. I actually like Javonte Williams quite a bit this week. Um, Brissett, I don't know. He's got a hamstring now. Is he gonna play? I guess he got that in practice, so I don't know. Derek Carr, the matchup's really good against Tampa. I know he's kind of annoying, but he's only 1% owned. He's got pretty good weapons. All right, let's go look at the running backs by value. CMC, surprise, surprise. Look at his projection. And look at the ownership too. Tyvee Spears, I liked a lot last week. I played him. He ended up with almost 12 points. So he wasn't bad for his price. If he scored a touchdown, he would have smashed. But I don't know. I want to see if I can see any more reports on Derrick Henry and if they're going to start using him a little bit more these last 2 weeks. I'm assuming week 18, they might just let him full go. I don't know. We'll see. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with Pacheco out makes sense. Also cheap. Samir White's actually looked pretty good. We've been calling the games against Indy the uh, like big scoring games. The Singletary too against Tennessee. Zeke Elliott, I'm kind of surprised at his ownership. I don't know. I don't know. I won't be playing him. He goes off. Oh well. I won't be playing Zeke this week. All right, we'll go to a receiver. Sort by value. Demario Douglas once again doesn't have much of a ceiling, but he's cheap. He helps, pieces fit. Drake London, meh. Burks, man, he was terrible last week. I don't know how much upside he has really. He's cheap, but like I say, make stuff fit. Wandell Robinson, with Darren Waller back, both playing in the slot. I think, he doesn't have much upside at all. Devontae Parker's actually in a decent spot. He's got a lot of history, playing with the Dolphins, playing Buffalo. So we'll see. There's Brandon Ayuk, who we were talking about, the receivers for San Fran, so he's up there. There's Debo, both in the top 10, 15. Also like Olave quite a bit here too. Judy's super interesting, with no Sutton. He's been really bad, but the Chargers are just dead. I think they've just given up. They're terrible. And tight end value. There's McBride. Guys, just incredible. There's Chig, who I put in the stack. Shows the second top value. And Everett's going to be super popular, so you can get almost half the ownership if you drop down to Chig. But both in really good spots. Logan Thomas actually showing a pretty good value. I didn't see this, so if you wanted to get even cheaper than Curtis Samuel, you could actually drop down to Logan Thomas. I'm okay with that. Obviously, they'll be throwing. We're assuming they're going to get beat pretty bad by San Fran, especially after San Fran, like I said, got embarrassed. All right, well, let's see. Let's go back and let's run some lineups and see what we got this week. Crazy 2024, right upon us. Football regular season almost over. Weird. Getting cold. But let's see what we can find here. Okay, once again, you guys want to see anything in particular? Um, Maybe if we can upgrade the fantasy points, with a few different things, please drop a couple notes in, on the YouTube video. Also do a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. So team number one, Tyrod, CMC, Spears, Olave, Drake, Wandell, Kelsey. I like Kelsey for a comeback. He looked a little bit beat up last week, but I think he's gonna have it pretty good. That's interesting. It's showing Kelsey and McBride. That's showing the top lineup here. There's Derek Carr. I like talk about him a little bit. Man, Spears is really popping in these lineups. Let's go for some of these lineups I like. Oh, so I'm okay with Purdy and McCaffrey. McCaffrey catches enough. Their implied total is big enough. I'm okay playing both. I usually sometimes limit that, but I'm okay this week with that. Man, look how much London's coming in. Jeez. Let's go. I'm assuming Opto doesn't like Stroud as much as I do, so the Stroud lineups will be near the back. Oh man, Drake London. Spears again. Oh, that's interesting. So that's like a full stack. Look at this. You got Spears, Hopkins, and Chig. I know about all three guys. I might limit just two Titans, but that's, if the game goes off, that could be interesting. But I'm not sure if they all have that big an upside to play all three of them. Interesting to see it like that, though, right? Stroud, Collins, Spears again. Samir White hitting a little bit. This is not bad. Yeah, but like I said, not much upside with Douglas and Wandell. Playing both of those guys in the same lineup. I don't know. I just maybe it's like a cash type lineup. I don't play cash. Maybe you'd have to ask the cash lineup experts to see if that's a good lineup. I'm just not on London this week, so I'm trying to find a lineup that doesn't have London. Not that easy, but I play list is optimizers, projections. I just personally, he just didn't nothing really pop for him, so I'm sure he's going to have 30 points this week. Let's see if we can find one. Man, oh man, this is tough. This one isn't bad. Yeah, I don't mind this one, Purdy. Yeah, I think I'll go with this one. I think I like this one quite a bit. And what you could do, you could actually put Chig in the tight end spot and upgrade Douglas to a better receiver. Then you got flex. So that's what you could do here. But this is actually super interesting. This isn't bad right here. It's the number 8. So many teams, 13 games. Yeah, 13 games on Sunday. So man, you're gonna have to have a lot of points. So I think you're gonna want as much upside as you can find. That's all I got this week, man. A little tougher on some of these builds. I haven't looked at this yet, so just kind of curious where everybody pops. But I know I like some of the guys I've already mentioned. But that's pretty much it, man. So good luck, week number 17. And like I said, please leave a thumbs up on the video. And I'll see you for one final week next next weekend. All right. See you guys. Good luck.